Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a couple ideas for journal covers, and these are going to be going towards our passive income in low content. We are going to use Canva. I use Canva Pro, and we are going to use Vecteezy, which is a fantastic vector site that you can get all of your images from so that you don't need to go searching, you don't need to make sure, because once you pay for the subscription, you have access to their full library. I'm going to go through that website first. I've used it in the past. It is still a fantastic resource for vectors and other images. So we're going to go through Vecteezy. I'm going to show you how to make a couple different cover ideas. We're going to go through this today, and hopefully this helps you create your own. So let's get into it. If you're new to the channel or new to passive income, welcome. I'm Sarah, and this is I Publish Ghostwriters. On this channel, we're here to help you create passive income that works for you, especially when it comes to online publishing. We've published hundreds of books in dozens of different languages on Amazon, KDP, Ingram Spark, Audible, and tons more. The content we create is to help you do the same thing and achieve the sort of financial freedom that passive income can bring. As always, if you like this video or you want to see more like it, go ahead and leave a like down below so we can provide you with the kind of content you want to see. And if you want more videos like this or on passive income, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on all the notifications so you never miss a single video. We're always trying new things so we can bring you the best tips, tricks, and tutorials so you'll want to stay dialed in. Alright, so this is Vecteezy. I said I'd go through this one first. The thing about Vecteezy is it is just about as useful as you want it to be. It doesn't matter what program you use, it does have something valuable for just about everyone. If you're looking for product mock-ups, if you're looking for just bits and pieces for something you worked on, or whatever, you have ideas. It does have sort of like a seasonal aspect to it, and once you have your subscription, you can use their full library for whatever you need. So we're going to look up autumn, just to see what seasonal stuff they have going on. And you can see these would make fantastic covers, back covers, things like that. They'd look really nice with some text over it. Journals, gratitude journals, seasonal things, bullet journals or dot grid journals. All very nice looking and seasonally appropriate. It's really good if you do this, a couple months in advance. It gives you sort of time to build up a stock so that once people are looking for these journals, you already have things on the market and being advertised. So if we're going by that, let's start looking for Easter stuff, and let's start looking for New Year's stuff, because those are going to be the next couple things coming up. We've got Easter, we've got Valentine's Day, we've got, let's do New Year's. This one doesn't have nearly as many, but you've got like fireworks here. If you can find 2022, you can sort of get a head start on that. You can work with something like that. You've got the numbers here, some other designs, things like that. That's fantastic if you want to start focusing on planners. This will give you sort of a jumping point. And again, this is a fantastic time to start working on those. All right, and Valentine's Day we've got here. This one would be probably super easy to work with, just because you can kind of like fade it out into black. And if you have, higher end image processing or image editing programs, you absolutely can use this for that. Probably get a little bit more versatility out of images. However, since we're using Canva, I'm going to try and stick to things that are pretty easy to edit, which makes it super beginner friendly. All right. Valentine's Day, great place to start. Right now, you can always build up your stock. You can do journals for women, journals, gratitude journals. You can do, let's look at spring, because that's another one that you can look up, because you're always going to want to be thinking one season ahead when it comes to this stuff. You can see these are super attractive, super easy to add images to, or text to, things like that. Let's do Easter. Got tons of bunny designs, tons of eggs, Mother's Day, if you really want to look ahead. Plenty of images there. I mean, hopefully this makes sense, because essentially you can look up just about anything, but when you're doing the low content stuff, you are going to want, you're going to want stock, because it's a lot about getting ahead of the curve and getting volume out there so that there's a good chance of one or two of your journals really kicking off and getting traction with the algorithm. So the more the merrier. If you want something a little bit more specific, kids, let's see. Say you want to do a journal for kids. These are really good for coloring books, for journals, for composition notebooks. Something like this would make a really cute back cover or front cover with like a little bit of text and a composition notebook thing. You can direct it, say for girls or for boys. These are going to be more like evergreen options that you can work on, which means that getting volume in these is a great idea because they're going to work for you year round versus something that's holiday or seasonal. You're only going to make sales around those because nobody's looking for like Valentine's Day journals in August or September. Whereas, around that time, you've got kids going back to school and their parents might just go on Amazon and look for a couple cool, like, specific journals for them. So they'll just search things like journals for boys or composition notebooks or cool composition notebooks for kids, things like that. You have a few different options here if you want to use their stock images, their stock videos. They have a ton of them here if you're looking to make videos, or we've shown you how to make Amazon Shorts. This is also another thing that you can use for your Amazon Shorts. We have photos here. Here we go. And if you want something a little bit more photorealistic, rather than the vectors, you also have these options. This is similar to how Unsplash has those images, but this is a paid service. And it really does catch all for you. So if this is something that you're interested in, we are going to have a link down below to get started on it. It is something that we use all the time for low content and a bunch of other stuff too. We also use it for like thumbnails, for marketing images, things like that. So it is a great resource to have for your business. So now I'm going to dive into two different really quick cover ideas that you can use. Like I said, I'm using Canva Pro, which I'll have a link down below. So you can get started with that if that's something you're interested in. Canva, I've gone through with multiple different tutorials on the channel, and I'm always happy to do more. But it's a super easy way to edit images or create something if you are not comfortable with Photoshop. But if you have Photoshop and you want to use that, you can absolutely do something similar on there. Let me know down below in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. I don't have Photoshop on this computer, but it is something that I use. I'd be more than happy to set it up and record. Or I can show you another free alternative. I've used it in the past on the channel. It's called Photopea. It has all the same tools, but it is free, open source, and you use it in a browser. So it's a pretty powerful little tool. But before I get into it, just so you know, what we're looking at is we are making covers in Canva Pro. We are using Vecteezy for all of our images. And where I get my guidelines is called bookhow.com. You'll see it in the video. It's super easy to use. It's free. You you don't have to use, it does pop up with like a donation thing. Essentially, it gives you all of the dimensions you need. You can get the same thing off of the Amazon KDP website, but this one comes with, I think the difference is it has the dimensions, so it makes it a little bit easier to change the size, which is something that I do a couple times in this really quick build. So I'm going to roll that clip and I'm going to show you what I made. I made 2 different covers. I did decide to go with more evergreen topics. I went with journals for girls. The first one you'll see is a little bit more childlike. I've got a bunch of doodles all over it. It's something that I would market more towards younger children. And then the second one is much simpler. I would market it more towards older girls, teens. I might play around with it myself and make it a little bit more complex. However, um, for a really quick build, the first one maybe took me 20 minutes because you'll see there's a lot of, moving around and making it look sort of seamless because I did use a small image for it. And the second one, I maybe took me 5 minutes total just because it was really just resizing a few images that I found on Becteezy. So, but if you have any questions down below, I'm always more than happy to go through the exact moment by moment tutorials if that's something you guys would like to see, instead of these sped up versions. So, I'm going to play some music, and here we go. And with that, we have our two covers. Now, this one obviously was the second one that I did. It's super simple. I have one extra image on this side to sort of give the back crinkly paper texture. So it sort of matches with this one. I did use the same gradient on this. You absolutely don't have to. It's just something that I thought might look nice. I probably would play with it myself, make it match a little bit more. And then the first one that I did was this one. And this one, like I said, I would probably gear it more towards younger children, younger girls. You honestly could change a couple of the colors, market the exact same one for boys. It's super easy. You're just changing some colors here and there. It's not like this is super easy, super simple way to get this done. There you go. Like I said, you can always use things like cars, dinosaurs, trucks, things like that. Put them on the back cover so that you have sort of like the simple front cover and then the busy, sort of playful, patterned back cover, things like that. But, like I said, these didn't take me very long. This one took me a little bit longer than the other one because I've got a whole bunch of different images on top. However, this one, maybe 5 minutes. But that is actually going to be all for today. Hopefully this gives you a couple ideas, gets your creative juices flowing, helps you with a couple of ideas on making more low content covers. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see some more ideas. Be it for the covers or for the interiors. We can go through a tutorial on how to make some of the most common interiors, how to make some less common interiors, or maybe do some market research on Etsy and all of that to see what people are selling well as printables and offer something similar in your low content work. So that's going to be it for the video today, though. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you did like this video, make sure you let us know by leaving a like down below. Maybe leave a comment, let us know what you want to see in the future, if you want to see more like these, or if you want to see me go through a detailed description of how to create these things. If you want, I can use Photoshop, I can use Photopea, or I continue to use Canva. It is probably my #1 tool for things like these, just because sometimes it is so clunky to take out a more powerful program. And why would I do that if I have something as useful and powerful as Canva at my disposal? Like I've said before, we are going to have links down below in the description. Make sure you check that out if you're interested. Get yourself started using Canva. It has so many different applications. If you are marketing, if you want to do social media, if you want to do videos like YouTube Shorts for your business, all of that, all of that stuff can be encompassed in your use of Canva. And using something like Vecteezy, which we'll also have down below, will help it'll just help the whole system a whole lot, be a whole lot more easy for you, because you've got everything at your disposal. So make sure you check out some other videos on the channel. We've got tons of other Canva tutorials. We've got other low content ideas. And while you're at it, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on everything we're putting out. We are constantly trying new tricks and techniques for our videos. So every time we try something new, we're going to make sure we get that video out to you first. So, all right, until next time.